Hi guys, as promised, I am going to make a short video to help you with your Chapter 2 quiz. I will not be typically making videos helping you with quizzes because then they really wouldn't be a quiz. But I know we got started with this course late, and I know some of you are having some questions and some anxieties over how to get these quizzes done. So I'm going to help you with Chapter 2 and to give you some pointers, I guess, some tips on how to find the answers in your book, and hopefully that will help. Moving forward, as we get into later chapters, we're going to be doing some of our problems, our homework problems, and our quiz problems on Excel spreadsheets. Now, I will give you the spreadsheet you're going to use. I mean, you'll be able to download the actual file from Canvas on your assignment pages. However, you're going to need to have Microsoft Excel installed on your computer to do it. And I know that the new school allows you to download the Microsoft Office suite free. So make sure you have that in the next couple of weeks. Make sure you have Microsoft Excel downloaded and installed on your computer to do the problems. I think we start those in maybe chapter 6. Okay, the other thing I want to do was show you real quick was when you open up these document files, the editing is restricted, so you can only type in the boxes like I have right here. And the default will be it's highlighted, which you may not want. So if you don't want that, then if you go to the top up here, if you open this up in Word, in Microsoft Word, you'll see this tab right here. Let me scoot this over, you can sort of see. You'll see this tab that says Developer. If you click on that, like so, and then click right here on restrict editing. Actually, well, you'll start like this. Okay, then you do it, right? Then you go here, and then you have this panel over here on the right, and you see where it says highlight the regions I can edit. Well, if you uncheck that, like so, that takes your highlighting away. Okay. So that's something you can do if you don't want that highlighting in there, and then just X out of that. Okay, so we've typed in our name, and we're going to come down here and begin to answer these. Now, the homework problem questions are in your book, and and that's one more thing I wanted to make sure. I have the PDF file of the book open right here. This is Chapter 2, a PDF, and so I have that open now. It's on my hard drive in my computer. Now, when you go to the link right here that I gave you to buy the book right here, a textbook media, and you find your book on the book list, so you just go to book list right here, and then you'd scroll down to, let's see where it is, to finance, and then click on financial management principles and practice 7th edition pricing, and you'll come to this page right here. The best one to get, I believe, is the online plus a PDF, because that's going to give you a downloadable files, which looks like, I think I actually can have it show you. It's going to give you the whole book, a file for each chapter that you can actually save on your hard drive. So you can open it up here, and it's a whole lot easier to use, and you don't have to be online in order to use it. So I wanted to show you that. Now, chapter 2 problem, quiz problem 1 is asking you about this idea of expected inflation, and we have an expected inflation of 3%, a nominal interest rate of 6%. Okay, so if you don't have any idea how to answer this, one thing you can do is you can take that first term and you can go to your book and a PDF version of the book and do a find. So you go over here to in the top left hand corner up here and click on edit and click find. You get this box and just type in whatever term you want and do a find. Well, okay, great. And we'll find right here what you need to know, and this is on page 30 in your book, what you need to know in order to answer this question. And I'll just sort of help you with this number one, and then I'll just briefly show you the rest of the answers. All of them, you know, you're not going to find the answer word for word in the textbook. And I'm not going to expect your answers to be word for word what the book answers are. I'm going to look that you understand what the concept is in your answer. So the answer here is the real interest rate is 3%. 3%. How did I come to that? Well, I simply subtracted 3% from 6%. I subtracted the expected rate of inflation from the nominal interest rate and got the real rate. Okay, great. But why? So the important thing is to understand the concept why. So if we think about a scenario where I'm going to lend you, I'm going to be the lender, you're going to be the borrower, and I'm going to lend you $100 for a year, and I expect the inflation rate over that year to be 3%, which means in a year's time, a year from now, $100 plus 3%, or $103 will have the same buying power as $100 does today. Because what 3% in inflation means is that price levels on everything go up 3%. So $103 a year from now buys the same thing as $100 does today. So your buying power goes down as inflation goes up. So if I only charge you 3% interest, then I haven't gained anything, because I get the money back in a year and I can't buy any more with that money than I could have if I just kept my $100 at the beginning of the year and just spent it then. Okay, so I want to build that inflation rate into what I charge you. So if my real interest rate, if I need 3% return in order to risk lending you money, then I'm going to have to charge you the rate of inflation plus what I want in a real interest, which is 3%. So I'm going to need to charge you a nominal interest rate of 6%. Now, what happens if the actual inflation turns out to be lower? Well, if it turns out to be lower, and in this case they're saying 2%, what that means is, in the scenario that I described, is that a year from now, instead of it requiring $103 to buy the same stuff, it's only going to require $102 because there's only been 2% inflation to buy the same stuff. So I gain a percentage. So I gain $1. If inflation, the lender gains if the inflation turns out to be lower than expected. And just the opposite happens if inflation is higher than expected, the borrower gains. Because if it ends up being 4%, then it's going to take an extra $1 at the end of the year to buy what I can buy now. So I lose. The lender loses if inflation ends up being higher than expected. Okay. Now, if we go through the rest of these, and I'm just going to pause it here, and you can freeze it, and you can look at the answer, and you can figure out why that's the answer. And please find in the book where this is. So do a search on a corporate bond in your PDF. Do a search on a treasury bond, yield spread. All these things are in the book. Read about this and really think about why this answer is the answer. And it's going to take some analysis. It's going to take some thinking. This is not going to be word for word copy answers out of the book. These quizzes require you to think and apply the concepts in the book to a real life scenario. Okay, and you might need to understand, for example, if you're not familiar with what a recession is, search it in Google, and you'll find out that in a recession, typically the rate of unemployment goes up. People lose their jobs, which means there's going to be more of a fear of bankruptcies. People can't pay their home mortgages, they can't pay back their loans, and you have a bankruptcy. So this is sort of, so this isn't going to be word for word in the book, but what you need to know in order to analyze the scenario and come up with your own answer is in the book. And that's true of all of these. So if you want to, you can always just pause the video and read over these book answers very carefully. But I'm not going to go through it because I want you to learn. This is going to be an online course all year. So you're really going to need to learn to read the book carefully and, apply these concepts to these problems and figure out the answers. Here's 4. Now, when we get into the more difficult problems that are going to require more math, then I'm going to show you, and I'll always have videos showing you exactly how to do the problem. So you won't have any difficulty at all as long as you watch the videos. The quizzes are going to be different problems like the ones you do for homework, that proves to me that you understand not only do you understand the concepts, but you know how to apply them. Okay? Number 5, and I'm just going to let you read these because you can, and if you have any questions, if you have the book and you've read the book, you read the question, you read the answers, and you still don't understand why the answer is the answer, then just please send me an email and I will explain it to you as best that I can over email. But these aren't that hard if you think about it. And read the book, and and once again, I encourage you to get the PDF version of the book because you can always you can't copy from here because this is restricted. But since this is in the box, I can you can copy anything in here, and you can just do a search on. For example, this is talking about securities. So if we go to the book and we type in securities, we can see everywhere in the book that talks about securities. Easy enough, right? So these chapters aren't that long. I think this chapter is the actual reading that you have to do is 32 pages. So they're not that long. And there's a lot of graphics, so and it's not hard reading. But if you have any questions, if you read over it and you're trying to answer these questions and you just don't get it, then send me an email. But you need to send me an email and don't just say I don't understand question 4. Tell me what about the question 4 you don't understand. Like what is it that you just not clicking, and I will really try to help you. But this is an online course, so it's going to take all of us working together to do this. And if you put forth the effort, and my experience, I've done this course. I've done this before. I've taught this course online, and it worked out very well. Okay, let me just show you these one more time. There you go. All right.